Today is Thursday, May 6th, and I'm Derek O'Shea, and this is the Derek O'Shea Show. This is breaking. A French trawler rams a UK boat, then chases it after a tense standoff in the channel, and it escalates with Macron sending a second gunboat to meet two Royal Navy warships. Royal, that's British. After EU accuses the island of breaking Brexit law, the EU Commission accuses the UK of failing to meet terms of the Brexit agreement in the waters off the Jersey coast. Macron says, "We're ready for war. We can bring Jersey to its knees." Head of Normandy Sea Authority says Macron sends military boat racing towards Jersey for standoff with Royal, which is British, Navy warships. What year is it right now? What is going on? We have the Ukraine and Russia thing, we have China and Taiwan, and now we have France and Britain. What's next? Is it just all going to repeat itself? What's going on right now? Soon, British and French forces will have a little spat, and then soon after that, Britain will try to fight us again, and then we'll take them out, and because France will come over and have our backs way late towards the end of the war, and then we'll have our little civil war, and then maybe we can get into World War I. Maybe a smaller country will rise and try to take over. What is going on right now? Probably absolutely nothing, but there's a couple of videos going around of like these little warships like just ramming these fishermen boats, what it looks like. Oh, the world is nuts and we live in it. DeSantis signs an election bill, and people are losing their minds because of things like this. The bill would require voters who want an absentee ballot or to change their party registration, which who does that? To submit a driver's license number, a state identification number, or at least 4 digits of their social security number along with their request. How dare you prove who you are? If I want to change my party registration, I'll change it at the whim. I'm going from Democrat to Republican, Republican to Democrat, Democrat and Republican. Also, that's great. Absentee ballots should require a voter ID. That's so racist. I can't believe I said that. Twitter is now giving a prompt for its users to revise potentially harmful or offensive replies. Who's in charge of this? A 20-year-old or an 80-year-old? I don't know who's worse. Are you sure you want to use that word? You're going to use the N-word. Never say never, okay? Never say never. I mean, this might be a pretty good thing, especially if you're under 13 years old and you're putting stuff on Twitter that you will probably regret in your 30s. And you think, why the heck was I even on this stupid platform? And now I can't find a job. Because I was a 13-year-old kid who just said things because I was told I wasn't supposed to say them. People forget that kids are idiots. I love them, but they have a hard time processing what the future holds. And so when they use words or when they say things, they don't know what they're saying. They know, but they don't know. You know what I mean? Democrat Washington, D.C. Mayor Bowser. She's the greatest. I mean, she just, banned dancing at weddings, which is fantastic because it's wedding dancing is the number one spread of COVID everywhere, and everyone knows that. It's a fact, and people are just, running with it. Obviously, I'm joking. Has joined the Democrat Governors Association. Oh, so a D.C. mayor can just join the Democratic Governors Association, the DEG, the DGA, as she pushes for the District of Columbia to become the 51st state. Nothing would make me really not look forward to the future than a D.C. as a state. And liberals everywhere said, yay, we can just own everything. It could be the authoritative regime we've all dreamed for. Last night, Caitlyn Jenner had Caitlyn's first interview, and it was on Fox News with Sean Hannity. Whoa. I couldn't believe my eyes. First of all, I'm like, This is his way of trying to compete with viewers with Tucker Carlson. He's like, remember when I was number one, guys? Remember? Yeah, I remember. But Caitlyn Jenner gives Caitlyn Jenner's first interview, and it wasn't that bad. I honestly, I watched it and I thought, you know what? Okay. Caitlyn's obviously better than Newsom. I know all my conservative friends are up in arms, like, you just can't vote. But if you're a California Republican, really, you're gonna let the transgender thing stop you from, just a better place to live? I just don't see it. But please let me know in the comments below or email me why you think Republicans shouldn't vote for Caitlyn Jenner. I think this is actually an interesting argument and something that we should address. Because I don't see any problem with it, but some people do, especially when Caitlyn Jenner is one of the few Republicans that are speaking out about transgenders in sports as for kids. Like, why does Caitlyn Jenner have more cojones than a Mitch McConnell and people like look for a bigger issue that is there than it needs to be there, when the real issue is these old Republicans who stay in power and do absolutely nothing, and they're full of crap, and then they don't ever like speak for their own voters. Why are you less mad at that and then more mad at like somebody like Caitlyn? It makes no sense to me. There's just bigger problems that need to be addressed within your party than Caitlyn Jenner being a representative of the Republican Party. I just don't. There's bigger issues. There's things that need to be addressed. There's an election coming up and stuff like that. Caitlyn Jenner said things like California's crumbling. Caitlyn came out against illegal immigration, forestry. What else did I see? I mean, look, Caitlyn isn't the brightest peach in the farm. Just made that up. But there's a lot of other senators and governors who are in the same boat. And I go, how the heck? You must know someone or must be really rich, because there's no way you can think through some of these issues. I'm just saying. Piers Morgan rips insufferable woke brats and upset over white consensual kiss controversy for Snow White. Didn't he kiss her to save her life? That's like giving somebody mouth to mouth or a Heimlich or something. You're like, hey, before you give me mouth, you have like a little card. If I'm dying and I need mouth to mouth, please ask for my consent before you save my life, you son of a... Florida Republican Governor DeSantis, again in the news, announced on Wednesday, late last night, that his administration will be giving $1,000 bonuses to all Florida's 174,000 first responders, including law enforcement officers, paramedics, emergency medical technicians, aka EMTs, and firefighters. And I was listening to the interview, and you could hear people like, yeah, heck yeah, bruh, yeah. So it's the opposite of defunding. It's putting more money. I don't know how I feel about that, but I think it's a great say. I mean, he's obviously making a case that, hey, you are a good cop and you left your position because you hate what's going on in your city. Come here and we'll give you bonuses and we'll treat you with respect that you deserve. So I think it's a huge plea to get more quality people in Florida, which is such a crazy concept to me, because it was only like 5 years ago where people would just look at Florida and go, people down there are nuts and they're crazy, but they're like so free and they're old. There was always like this stigma, whether it was right or not, that it was just full of crazy people. And, there was like Instagram's just like people in Florida, like Walmart people in Florida and stuff like that. There's just such a stigma, but now it's like the hottest place to live. Texas, like people are just like pushing Texas out of the way. They're like, hey, come down to Florida. It's even crazier. Okay. You ain't never heard of freedom before until you've been down to Florida. Well, this is what DeSantis says for supporting the first responders, supporting our law enforcement, and first responders has been our top priority for my administrations. It has never been more important than over the last year. As a state, we are grateful for their continued service to our communities. This one-time bonus is a small token of appreciation that we can never go far enough to express our gratitude for their selflessness. That's great. Wisconsin dairy farmer with 2 prosthetic legs is suing the Biden administration over racist COVID relief plan that disqualifies him because he's white. Yeah, but you're white, bro. Ew. He has an issue with the $4 billion program tucked into the Biden administration COVID-19 stimulus plan, which, as always, these people are like, wow, he cares about us. It's all about this plan. Here's some money. No. It's not even close to what everything else was in the bill. The COVID-19 stimulus plan that forgives loans to farmers and ranchers who are Black, Native American, Hispanic, or Asian, but not those who are white. That is the definition of racism. No, it's okay, though. No, it's not, because you're white. You don't get it. It's systematic. And maybe just, you're a dairy farmer with 2 prosthetic legs. You need to check your privilege every day. You have 2 prosthetic legs. This black farmer down the street has a full functioning body. You need to check your privilege. It's just not fair. You're not crazy. I mean, we're not crazy. You're crazy, okay? Okay. Yeah. Democrats just doing what Democrats love to do the most. They love segregation. Why? Because power is everything. Twitter suspends, speaking of powers, Twitter suspends communication director Elise Stefanik, who poised to replace Liz Cheney and become the new House GOP conference chair. Get used to it, Elise. You're a target. Twitter account, speaking of target, Twitter account titled DJT Desk and, what a weird name, made by Trump's team to share his personal statements is suspended just one day after it was created. Yeah, that's right. You can't talk about Trump. You can't talk about anything he does, even if it's a golf trip, because it's fake news. Germany's parliament approves relaxations on the COVID-19 restrictions, but only for the vaccinated. And Biden says, hey, that's a good idea. Vaccines, not lockdowns, are the key driver for curbing COVID outbreaks, as new study comes out to say. In Israel, it's the most obvious study in the world. Does vaccines help stop the spread? Duh. Against Boris Johnson and other top 10 advisors, that jab's only saying that vaccines play a small role and it's all about the lockdowns. It's not about the lockdowns. It was never about the lockdowns. It was about vaccines and especially therapeutics that come out that put out great things. We have great therapeutics that no one's talking about anymore. Such great therapeutics that makes you go, do I need to get the vaccine? But yeah, our healthcare system's awesome. Our vaccine is great. And you have the choice to get it or not. I have the choice to get it or not. And who cares if you get it or not? It's up to you. You can do whatever you want because guess what? Our hospitals are awesome. And our therapeutics that we now have, that we now know what to treat and how to treat it, is fantastic. So that's why it's going down in numbers. Not because of lockdowns. Lockdowns never worked. In fact, they, in some studies, help spread the virus because people are locked down, breathing the same air. It's like how most viruses go around. I worked in education. We put all of us in the same building. We sit all close to each other. When one kid was sick, we all got sick. It was just, it's just, what is going on? We're
about the science. So if you say anything otherwise, I swear to God, we're going to take you out, man. We're going to take you out back, and we're going to spank you.
God. Broadway box office reopens. The theaters are given the green light to operate at full capacity mid-September. Broadway is back. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Literally anything I say after I say the news, I don't know what I'm going to say. Parents who homeschool their child in California left the state over woke curriculum and discovered it's even more prevalent in 90% white Utah, saying it's racist and Marxist teaching. Duh. If you're going to come to any of these mountain towns, it might be the same, especially Utah. Where in Utah exactly? Salt Lake. South Carolina is set to add a firing squads as a method of execution, making death row inmates choose between getting shot, or an electric chair. Good Lord. I would take a shot. I just can't imagine an electric chair being a great experience. Azerbaijan president slams the BBC on freedom of speech and free media. BBC, free media? I don't know if you know, they're state-run media. So, and freedom of speech, they hate that there. They put people in jail for making a dog do a Nazi salute. Hey, that's racist. Hey, you can't do that. You're going to jail. So, I wonder what the Azerbaijan thinks of us. 2 California students, 19 and 20 years old, are found guilty of murdering an Italian cop and sentenced to life in prison for botched 2019 drug raid while on vacation. What a bunch of idiots. That's why you don't go to another country and do illegal things, because you'll be in their jail system where they probably don't care about you. India reports 4,000 COVID deaths in 24 hours, 412 new cases, according to the AFP. Yeah, they're getting pretty ravished down there. Once again, talking about our healthcare system. It's so much better. Why? Because greatest country on earth. Today in history. In 2004, the last episodes of Friends is aired on TV. And every woman over 35 goes, no. And also, I just want you to know, The Office is better than Friends. Fight me. I would watch an Office episode every single day before I watch a single Friends episode. Fight me. I don't care. I'll say it. I don't care. I'll say it. Isn't Friends re-airing anyways? Like, you just calm down, every girl over 35. And man, I guess. I don't know many men who are like, dude, Friends. Bro, Friends is hilarious. Friends is the best. The Office sucks. South Park is garbage. Simpsons is stupid, not even funny. But the Friends, such a good show. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Please share this episode with anyone and everyone you know. It's the only way I will grow. It's on you. It's on me. Share it. Tell your friends and family about it. I would highly and greatly appreciate it. Have a fantastic day. And as always, I'll see you on the next episode of The Derek O'Shea Show.